your First Alert 5 weather with Jeff Matthews.
Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Got two views from the Springs to show you of. One looking west towards the higher elevations, and you'll see those clouds building up, and then the showers. Look at that. Look at that fine line where it's raining, not raining, and then a beautiful sunset for all. But if we look from the opposite direction towards the east, just a few fair weather clouds, otherwise sunny all day long. It's a tale of the same city, not two cities really. But here's a second city. How about Westcliff? The flag blowing in the breeze, but occasionally it goes taut and then goes hanging southwards as well. So not too much wind out there, thankfully. High temperature officially, we can put it in pen now, 91 degrees in the Springs. Warmer than average, not near the record of 97 though, and close to triple digits for Pueblo. 6 above the average high, but 6 before the record high. 101 in Grand Junction was the hot spot in the state. Fort Collins and Greeley and La Junta, as I mentioned, at 5:30 could go a degree higher, and it did at 100 degrees. This yellow area is the rain threat for the next several days. High-based thunderstorms off the mountain peaks that form by late morning and early afternoon, but they're drifting away from the front range in a southwesterly fashion. So if you find yourself in that part of the world, that's going to be your rain risk. Now, we had a few form over the Palmer Divide, which was a little surprising to me. I didn't think the elevation there was high enough in this situation to get them going, but it actually was. So you can actually see them forming here and then drifting just to the northwestern corner of the Springs and then moving into Teller County and now having dissipated. And as we broaden the view out, that process continues throughout the state. And we'll see the pattern repeat itself for tomorrow and for Tuesday. But there's this big area of high pressure. That's part of the monsoonal setup that we would need to get into that situation with a broad easterly fetch. You can see how the motion of the showers goes south and west. But if you watch here around Salt Lake City, you can see they actually begin curving back around. That's the influence of the high. So unless you're on the periphery of the high, and we're not in the front range, we're more into the belly of it, you're not going to see a whole lot of rain. And this kind of reinforces that tail too. Look at the rust coloring here on the water vapor imagery. We're in this section here where it's really, really dry air at the rain level. So you can get them going over the mountains and they move westwards away from the high and they develop into thunderstorms. But any clouds that would form in the front range just can't get high enough to form a thunderstorm. They just hit the dry air, and that's the end of that. Meanwhile, the jet stream is moving way across the U.S.-Canadian border here. So it's just going to be hot, and there's no way to look to get any cooler air. Northwest, north, northeast, it's all the same. And so we're going to stay hot and dry for the time being. Look at right now in Pueblo, 84 degrees. Much cooler in Woodland Park. Forecast lows, 54 in the Woodland Park, 64 in Pueblo, 66 in La Junta, upper 50s for Walsenburg and Trinidad. Highs tomorrow about the same as today. If I'm off, they'll probably be a degree or two warmer than I'm forecasting, not likely to be cooler. So find a cool place for yourself. You're going to need it for the next several days. The only reason the numbers come down under 90 is because the cloud cover will build enough, I think, by the end of the week that there's the chance for a high-based thunderstorm here in Springs by Thursday and Friday afternoons. But the percents are low, but as we get closer and closer, you'll want to see if they inch up with time as Sam and Jessica and Mike go through the week with you as well. Meanwhile, Pueblo, just plain hot, dry, and you're going to need something for the palate, something for the sunscreen SPF, and a cool shady spot if you're outdoors. No real rain chance until the end of the week, and it's small. Same for Canyon City, mid-90s and lows in the 60s. And then Woodland Park, low rain chances from here on out until maybe Thursday and more likely Friday and Saturday. But for folks who spend time outdoors, maybe those who are in construction work, on rooftops and stuff like that, remember, stay hydrated. Very important. I mean, you don't take it seriously until you're in trouble.
And Colorado's so dry anyway. Good idea all the time. Thanks, Jeff. Well,